what the actual challenge is 1,000 push-ups with variations, 1,000 squats with variations, and 1,000 ab reps of your choice every day for 30 days, and that's 1,000 of each workout. What is up, everybody? It is about 11:15 p.m. I have to wake up at about 7 a.m. to go and drop off my daughter to kindergarten. So I'm trying to get this video out pretty quickly and trying to get the rest of my push-ups, sit-ups, and squats done for the day. This is what this video is going to be about. It's the 30-day challenge that I've been doing for about, I'm pretty sure I'm on day 19. Hold on, let me check my book. Yeah, day 19. So I'm on day 19 and I have about 100 reps of each workout, and I wanted to take you guys along for the last 100 reps. So a little background of what this whole challenge is. After the Freight Train 100K, if you haven't watched that video, go and check it out. It was the last video that I posted. I planned out a bunch of more videos, but then if you haven't watched the video, spoiler alert, I got freaking pneumonia. So I got pneumonia, took about a week or two to actually recover from that. But then my daughters, they both got sick, my wife got sick, and then it just cycled through and I got sick again. So now I have this cough, and I've basically been sick for about 3 weeks to a month straight. Just terrible cough. Coughing up phlegm and all this bullshit. I probably have to go back to the hospital and get more antibiotics because, kind of feeling like a big bag of dicks. So, no excuses. I still wanted to push myself. I still wanted to be mission driven. And it is technically the off season, so I don't feel too bad about not running so much because I did want to take about a 1 month to 2 month break from running, or way less running for the off season, just to get everything restarted. So this is kind of where this challenge birthed, that's kind of how this challenge was birthed. I was looking for something to get back into working out and adding it to my running. So the best way that I've always found, the best way for me I've found to put things into a regular schedule is to jump into a freaking burning pot or jump into the fire right away. And then once that fire goes out, then I can actually find a good routine. And that's probably because of the military. I mean, that's kind of how it's done in the military. You're just kind of thrown into a brand new environment and you're just kind of paddling and kicking and screaming until you actually become normalized to that, and then you get into your unit and it's a little bit less. Now it's more technical, it's more advanced, but you're not getting a boot shoved in your ass 24/7. So I wanted to think of this as more of like a selection process, or as I don't want to sound douchey or too military bro, but this is my selection process of getting back into like regular calisthenics, regular body weight movements, right? Regular weightlifting. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm actually going to be doing for my weightlifting program, but I wanted to do something that was really hard, really challenging, and really time consuming. So when I actually put a workout routine into my programming with running, it'll be way, way easier. What the actual challenge is 1,000 push-ups with variations, 1,000 squats with variations, and 1,000 ab reps of your choice every day for 30 days, and that's 1,000 of each workout. So it takes fucking forever. Just so you guys know, this of nonstop push-ups and then the rest in between, I spread it out throughout the day. It takes about 4 to 5 hours every single day of just doing push-ups and sit-ups and rest in between. It takes freaking forever. For the first week, I was staying up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., not getting any sleep. It was completely unmanageable. If the 1,000 reps is too much for you, or you don't have the time, or it's just a little bit ridiculous, because it is. find a number that scares you and then go with that number. I have a friend that's doing 200. I have another friend that's doing 500, but that number should absolutely scare you. And if you find a number that like scares you and you're like, fuck that, I'm not going with that, I'm going to go to 200. And then you're like, well, I could probably do 300. No, I'm doing 200. Do the 300, because you can always go down, you can always go up, you can always shift, but it's something that you should be able to be afraid of. And then at the very end, you should be proud of what you did and not being like, man, I left some out. I should have done a little bit more, and I should have really given myself to this actual challenge. So this number is up to you, and the variations, the technique. I'm just telling you right now, my technique is not perfect on all these push-ups. My squats are not perfect. My sit-ups are not perfect, but we're putting in the work and we're giving it everything we can every single day. And that's the main purpose of this challenge, is really putting yourself into an uncomfortable, a fearful kind of state for 30 days. So then anything you do for the rest of 2024 will be absolutely fucking easy. That's the goal, and that's what we're really going for. But the main thing that I wanted to do with this video is kind of explain each portion of the challenge, so then you're not just going in blind. And once again, you have to choose what's best for you and choose what scares you. So always alter and always make it custom to what you're actually looking for. When I originally put out what I was going to do for this challenge, it was 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 squats, 1,000 sit-ups, 500 pull-ups, and one creative piece every single day. I had to take out the freaking pull-ups because my shoulders are just shit. Ever since the military, just wearing kits and jumping out of airplanes, trying not to sound douchey or too military bro, but my shoulders are freaking destroyed. That'll probably be a goal, is to try to figure out what the hell is wrong with these. But with the 1,000 push-ups and then the 500 pull-ups, I did it for a week and they were just on fire, swollen. I had to get a Theragun and really work out a lot of the kinks. So if I wanted to complete this challenge, I had to drop the pull-ups and just focus on the push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, because man, I was getting worked, and that was bumping up my time about an hour just adding in those pull-ups. So for time's sake and for body's sake, I had to drop the pull-ups. So let's get into it, and let's jump right into the squat portion of this challenge. Okay, so for the squat portion of the challenge, it's pretty simple. Just make sure that you're going 90 degrees. If your knees are bad, then you can find alterations. My knee was actually starting to give me a lot of problems. And also, one of the things that that I've been talking about and that I want to been working on is actual glute activation. So a lot of the variations that I was mentioning in the beginning, I've been doing glute bridges. You just want to make sure that if you're doing a variation, you want it to be around the same difficulty as a traditional air squat. So when you're doing your air squats, remember, you can look up online the different variations. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a kinesiologist or anything like that. I'm not even a pro athlete. So make sure that you look up what variation works best for you, especially if you're trying to target something specifically. So just regular squat, nothing crazy. You're not going to be doing backflips or anything like that. Just a good 90-degree squat, and then right up and down, right? So if you're going knees over toes, that's going to hit you more in the hip flexors, more in the quads. And then if you're pushing your butt back while you're doing the air squat, you're going to hit more of those glutes and hamstrings. So the differences is going to be, glutes and hamstrings back, and then knees over your toes a little bit is just going to be more of the front portion of your legs. So those are the two kind of variations that I do of a regular squat. And then when my hip flexors start getting burnt out, probably by the third day, my hip flexors started getting really, really freaking burnt out, you can go into sumo squats, which are going to target the outer bands of your actual glute. Forgot what the actual muscle is called. So basically, think of a sumo wrestler, and you're gonna go and put your legs a little bit further out, your toes going out, and you're just going into a deep squat and then back up. You can still go 90. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of groin flexibility, so just go as far as far as you can and just up and down. You know, get the sumo wrestler. Look at, definitely look up a bunch of different variations. So when certain portions of your muscles get tired throughout the day, you can shift them so you're not just hitting the same pressure points while you're doing your air squats. Another good variation that I've been doing just because I wanted to target my glutes is just a glute bridge. So you can do this on your couch, you can do this on a chair, or if you have a bench, basically put your back on whatever you have to support yourself. Your butt should be kind of dipping in and your legs are basically at 90 degrees. Once again, you're gonna have to figure out the comfortable position for your feet and where it's really targeting your glutes. So you're just kind of pushing up. You'll see a lot of like hot girls in the gym doing these workouts where they have bars on their waist, and it really helps develop these glute muscles and concentrate all that pressure in your glute. Once again, if you're just going up and down really quick, you might not feel the pressure or feel the same intensity as a regular squat. So typically what I'll do on these glute bridges is pause 2 to 3 seconds at the top and then go down. Once again, you really are just looking for the same pressure or the same difficulty as an air squat. And if you start feeling it too much in your hamstrings, push your feet back or bring them forward. Another good tip is to really push on your heels, like you're trying to push your back and you're trying to dig your heels into the ground, and that will really help concentrate all that pressure into your glutes. So typically, what I'll try to do for the day is I will try to do at least 50 to 60% of just regular air squats, and then I'll use the variations as my muscles start deteriorating throughout the day. So that's typically what I'll do, is just switch everything up from, you know, regular squats to wide sumo squats to freaking glute bridges. And then, of course, once again, find out what's most comfortable for you. If your knee starts hurting, find out what actual workouts you can do. Don't hurt yourself, of course, if you ever have to pull yourself back or try to do something a little bit more difficult or try to do something a little bit easier. Always err on the side of caution on stuff like this. On that, let me just knock out my last 100 reps and then we will go right into abs. Another tip on these is I will typically only do about 25 reps at a time, just to not overly tire out my muscles, so then I can be ready for the next set, and then the next set in an hour, and the next set in an hour. So if you're doing this throughout the day, you're going to be doing it multiple times throughout the day. Your body's going to take a lot more stress if you do all 1,000 or all 200 all at the same time. So you have to kind of find a good balance of spreading the effort throughout the day so you're not absolutely destroyed. I mean, there was one night where I had to do about 500 back to back, and the next day I was absolutely destroyed. So make sure that you're spreading out the effort and you're finding out what reps will actually work with you and your situation and your fitness level. We'll keep going. Okay, let's go. All right, so there you go. That was 100 reps. So typically I'll take a little bit longer rest. I was just kind of hurrying up because this is the last 100 reps of the day. So if the form looked a little sloppy or if I looked a little tired, it's just because that was 1,000 reps for the day for squats. Typically, it'll take about 5 to 7 minutes to do 100 reps of squats with rest in between. I'll usually do 25 reps at a time. When I first started, I was doing squats 25, push-ups 25, and sit-ups 25. The transition between each workout actually takes a little bit longer than I was expecting. Try to play with a couple of ways how you're actually spreading these out throughout the day. Once again, this is the last 100 reps of each workout. So typically what I would be doing is I'd be sitting right over there behind my desk in work clothes, working on a video edit, and when it's processing or whenever I have a little bit extra time, I'll be knocking out push-ups or sit-ups or squats throughout the day. Today was a little bit more intense of a business work day because I was catching everything up and getting all the emails from the holiday seasons and working on an edit. So I only got up to like 400 squats and like 200 to 300 push-ups and sit-ups. So that's why it's a little bit later than I wanted it to be. And I'm alone in my basement in the dark doing push-ups and sit-ups probably until, 12 a.m. So let's jump right into the sit-ups. Sit-ups are pretty easy. I mean, it's a pretty simple movement. It doesn't have to be a sit-up per se. For abs, I didn't want to be really strict on what I was really looking for. That's why I just kind of say ab reps, because one thing that's been happening a lot is I've been getting the tailbone getting fucking absolutely destroyed from doing so many sit-ups. So I didn't want people to have to worry about, is my form okay or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to be able to really work the abs out and not really worry about it. So, and really, honestly, most of the ab workouts that you do, crunches, sit-ups, it really just targets the same portions of your abs. I mean, you do a full sit-up, it's going to do the whole thing. You do crunches, it's going to do the top. You do leg lifts, it's going to do the bottom. So as long as it's the same effort as a traditional sit-up, then who the fuck cares? Do what you want. If you're shit-bagging or sandbagging or whatever it may be. So just don't be a dick and and make sure that you're pushing your abs as much as possible. So let's just knock out these 100 reps. I'll do 25 regular sit-ups. So another thing about sit-ups is whenever you have your feet down or pressed down like this, you actually start engaging your hip flexors because you're kind of pulling up with all of your core and into your hip flexors. When I have a really hard day with legs or my legs are really sore, they actually burn out my hip flexors and my legs just as much as my abs. So that's really why I've changed the variation and changed the workout. Like I'm talking right now, I'm not even sure how many I did. Let's just go 15. Once again, what I was saying is I've been getting a lot of almost tailbone bruising and chafing on my freaking tailbone because I've been doing so many sit-ups. So I went on Amazon and got a yoga knee pad. This is about 0.6 of an inch thick, and it has really helped. It's not as big as a whole yoga mat, and the yoga mats are usually pretty thin. So I just got one of these. It's like $15, and it has really helped my ass not get chafed so much. So if you're running into that problem, definitely check out a yoga knee pad, and it will really help. It's small enough to be easily packed around and moved around your house, and it's not annoyingly big and it's not like annoying and big to like roll out every single time. So let me knock out these ab reps. I'll show you a couple different variations that I've been doing, and then we'll go right into the push-ups, which has been almost the crux of this whole challenge for me because these titties are sore. These titties are sore. Pushing your feet out, kind of like you're gonna start doing, what are these called? How did I forget these? We did 8,000 of them in RASP. Flutter kicks. So pushing it out like it's a flutter kick, and then you're just bringing it in and you're lifting your lower back off. So you're getting that little crunch motion out and in. All right, so 100 reps, last 100 reps, 1,000 reps for the day, complete. I mean, that last set was rough. Whoa, my voice is getting crazy. All right, the sickness is starting to set in, so I gotta finish up these push-ups before I end up face down dead on the street corner somewhere. I have been getting destroyed, and I will typically only do, especially later in the day, if it's really late or my chest is really smoked, I can only do like 10 reps, you know, and for them not to be completely disgustingly ugly reps, you know, so I'm not just going like that over and over again. To get actually good reps, I'll usually only do like 10 at night if I'm really, really smoked. Or if I pop a gummy too early and it starts hitting me, I'll have to do like 10 reps at a time. So, you know, standard push-up protocol, 90 degrees with your arms, or as close as possible as you can get. You know, I don't think I go fully 90. I also haven't been looking at myself in a mirror too much while I'm doing these reps. So, you know, judge me how you guys see fit. Just make sure that you're doing the most that you can for these reps. It may not be 90, it may be more than 90, maybe bouncing off the ground, whatever is hard for you. And, you know, yeah, whatever's hard for you or you're putting in a lot of effort, just do that. That's all that matters. Another thing that has been really going on is my wrists have been getting destroyed. So sometimes I'll have to go into fist push-ups and my forearm is getting freaking smoked. So it's the same thing that happened during the Freight Train 100K. Right here, this muscle has been getting freaking smoked and it starts seizing up. Usually around like 800 push-ups at night, this thing just starts getting freaking smoked. So let's start knocking out these push-ups so we can get this freaking day over with. I'll go into a decline. Typically with the decline push-up, you just put your feet on a bench or stairs. You have to be very, very aware of your body while you're doing challenges like this, because there's no point in injuring yourself for the beginning of 2024. This is just to throw yourself into the fire, not get burnt up. Don't get burnt up. Just throw yourself in the fire. Yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean. Walk that fine line. Walk it. All right, so I'm going to move over to the staircase so I can show you the different variations on the staircase. I'm not 100% sure how I can actually get this angle down because it's super tight, but oh man, my stairs are dirty. basically you can play with the amount of incline that you want for your actual push-ups on the stairs, and you can switch them as you're going and doing your push-ups. So if you want to go more lower chest, it's kind of more of a push, and like you're pushing up. And then if you want, I don't even know, just play with the different pressure of where you're putting your hands on the stairs and how much of an incline you're actually doing on these stairs. So typically what I'll do, especially if my middle chest is really sore, I'll go 3 steps up, and I'll make sure that I'm pressing a lot onto my palms, the bottom palm of my hand, and trying to put the pressure in the lower portion of my chest as much as possible. It might just be a mental cue, but it seems to actually really help. One thing with the stair push-ups, it is a little bit easier just because, you know, you're in an inclined position. So what I'll do at like maybe every 5 or whenever I freaking remember, is at the very top. I'll press and hold at the very top where my chest is fully engaged, and just hold it and flex. And that seems to really add a lot of pressure into those reps. So, you know, it's a little bit more equal to your traditional push-up. All right, so let's knock out these last 25 reps of the fucking day. We'll be at 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 squats, 1,000 fucking abs for the day after we get done with these 25. And we'll wrap up the video with a couple of tips that seem to have helped me during this challenge. Once again, I'm on day 19, so hey, we're getting there. It's been a struggle. It's been a big time suck, but we're getting there. It's been awesome. All right, so there you have it. 1,000 push-ups with variations, 1,000 sit-ups with variations, and 1,000 air squats with variations. Complete for the day. Day 19 is complete, and we're looking forward to day 20. So, real quick tips before we wrap up this video. One thing that I have been noticing that has been really helping is writing everything down. I mean, I have a book where I've been writing every single day and the amount of reps that I have for the day, or I use this whiteboard when I don't have this book or when I didn't have this book. But being able to see your progression every day, it makes it feel like you're not just kind of just doing it just to do it. You get to see every single day and all the numbers of every single day that you got complete. And it has been really kind of been a motivating factor of getting the day done. So writing everything down has been a really big help. Another thing is making sure that you're taking care of your body during this challenge. I went and got like a Theragun or like a percussion gun, and it really helps get in those nooks and crannies of like really sore muscles, and for your legs, like all the separation portions of it, and making sure that you are properly hydrated. Man, hydration has been a big thing. I typically will drink a lot of water. So I will typically drink about 4 liters a day, 4 to 5 liters a day with some electrolytes mixed in there. And keeping my body nice and lubricated, if you will, has really helped push away some of the joint pain that I probably would have. I mean, I get a lot of knee pain and shoulder pain when I'm running a lot, but that's also because I'm sweating a lot when I'm running. So then I get dehydrated, and then I can feel my joints just like freaking burning. So hydration has been a really big deal. And then eating enough calories also has been a really big deal. You don't want to overdo it. You know, you don't want to go and eat a bunch of cakes and pies every day, because that excess sugar, well, at least for me, when I eat a lot of like a bunch of sugar, like a lot of sugar every day, I get freaking inflamed, and then the soreness goes into my joints and the inflammation goes into my joints, and it freaking hurts. I'm not saying I'm not a no sugar guy or like a non-sugar eating person, but I will feel it the next day if I eat, you know, a bunch of cake or a bunch of candy at night, and then I'll just feel fully inflamed and my muscles will feel like shit. So, you know, have a visual aid or a visual representation of the work that you've done throughout the day. Make sure that you're properly hydrated, make sure that you're eating properly, make sure that you're sleeping well. I mean, there was one day where I only got 4 hours of sleep, and it was like dragging myself out of hell all day. Every single rep I did was just terrible. You know, I can feel a difference. I mean, for you younger guys that are probably like in college, that are like in the military, you know, you might be able to get away with it, but man, I can't get away with it anymore. I just feel like absolute trash if I don't get proper sleep. So definitely try to get some sleep. In general, just take care of your body and your body will take care of you. If you're asking a lot from your body, you have to give it the respect that it needs. And that's sleep, that's food, that's, you know, mental IQ, and that's, you know, using what tools that you might have in your tool bag to actually make sure that you're properly recovering, taking care of all that myofascial release and all that bullshit. You know, if you got a sauna, you got an ice bath, you got massage, you got Theraguns, you know, you got rollers, whatever you can do to try to help your muscles recover for the next day, it really, really helps. And then properly spreading out. That's probably one of the biggest things, is properly spreading out these workouts and these reps throughout the day. So you're not just killing yourself all at once. You're spreading it out throughout the day so you're ready for tomorrow. That has been a really big driving factor of being able to do this day after day after day. If I waited until the nighttime, until like 7 p.m. to do all my workouts and then go immediately to sleep, I'll just be fully destroyed. So, you know, be smart about it. But if you decide to do this challenge with me, or you decide to like make it your own, you know, really make it your own. Do something that scares you, and do something that will put yourself into that fucking frying pan. You want to be able to touch the fire so you know how crazy you can actually get and how fucking much you can push yourself. So then when you get into a regular workout plan or you go into regular life, it's fucking easy because you've seen crazy, you've seen fire. That's what this all is about. That's what running ultramarathons is about. That's what, you know, being in Ranger Regiment is, being, you know, fucking going to Ranger school. You know, every single day of my career in Ranger Regiment wasn't selection. It wasn't Ranger school. You know, you don't live like that. You test yourself, and then you take that test and you put it into your daily life. So that is exactly what this challenge should be, to start your 2024 on a note of, man, I can do whatever the fuck I want or whatever the fuck I put my mind to. All I need to do is chip away, grind away, surprise yourself, run towards fear, don't run away from it. Do something that fucking scares you. Get out there, chip away, become an average savage. Let's go, and let's fucking crush this challenge. Let's go.